Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Let's start our today's session, that is EVS lesson number 9, and the topic name is air. So students, observe these three pictures. What can you see in the pictures? In the first and the third picture, air is being filled in the tires of the bicycle and the car. In the second picture, the boy is blowing the balloon. So that means he is filling the balloon with the air. Yes, student. So you understood it very right. We are going to study about air. What are the constituents of air in our today's topic? Okay, students. So let's start. So this is our ninth chapter. First, we are going to try an experiment. As you can see here, we have to take water in a big container. Take a small narrow container. Hold it upside down on the surface of the water and without tilting it, push it down into the water. Now allow it to tilt. What did you observe? Say it again, students. Yes, now when we tilt it, we can see some bubbles coming out of it, isn't it? So what do you see, students? Yes, bubbles rise at once to the top of the container. And what does this tell us? Air is lighter than water, so bubbles rise to the top as soon as the container is tilted. It means that there was air even in the container that appeared to be empty. Hence, we can say that there is air all around us everywhere. So air is all around us and air is everywhere. Even if we cannot see air, it's present everywhere. Now let's move to our next activity which we are going to do. So let's try this. Take last sheet of any waste paper or old newspaper. Now place these sheets of papers or newspaper one at a time in a pile on the ground. As the pile grows, observe the difference that can be seen in the layer of the paper at the top of the pile and those near the floor. What do you see, students? The sheet at the lower level are pressed down by the sheets above them. As we place more and more papers on the pile, the sheet at the lower level are pressed down by the sheets above them. The distance between the paper in the lower part of the pile becomes less, while the papers in the upper part appear to be further apart. Now students, same is the condition with the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth on which we live is round in shape like a ball. There is air all around the earth. This covering of air around the earth is called atmosphere. As we go farther from the earth, the layer of air becomes thinner. That is, the layer of the air closest to the earth are very close to each other, while the ones at the higher level are not so close. The air at greater height is rarer. Okay, students. Now let's see one more experiment. Take a slightly deep dish like a saucer. Place a candle on it and light it up. Okay. Now, take some water. I have colored the water in yellow so that it will be easy for us to see the water. Now, place a glass tumbler over the candle upside down. Now let's see what happens. Soon the candle goes out and the level of the water inside the tumbler rises up to a certain level. Can you see, students? The level of the water rises up in the tumbler. Now this shows that one of the constituents of air helps burning. As it gets used up, water rises in the tumbler. When that constituent is finished, the candle stops burning and it goes out. The water level 2 stops rising. The constituent of air that helps in burning is called oxygen. The Earth's atmosphere is made of air. The circle in this picture shows all the air in the atmosphere. If we divide the circle in 5 equal parts, then the oxygen in the air will be equal to one of the parts. Apart from oxygen, there are other gases in the atmosphere. Can you think of those gases? Now we all know that oxygen is used for burning and for respiration. Now, which are the other users of air? Can we think of that? We have learned that gases that fizzes out of the soda water is carbon dioxide. This gas is present in small quantity in the air too. Thus we can say that carbon dioxide is also present in the air. Now there is one more use of carbon dioxide. As we all know, plants make their food using the air and water in the presence of sunlight. When plants make their food, they use this carbon dioxide from the air and they give out oxygen which is used for our respiration. Now let's see the next constituent of air, that is water droplets. You have seen that when you place ice in the glass and it becomes very cold, droplets of water settle on its outside. It means that water too is present in the air in the form of gas, that is water droplets or water vapor. However, the largest part of air is made up of still another kind of gas. This gas is called nitrogen. As you can see in the picture, nitrogen has 78%, oxygen 21%, while the other gases has 1% of its composition in air. Thus we can say air includes oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. They all are included in air. Thus air is the mixture of several gases. Fuels like coal, petrol and diesel give out smoke while burning. This mixes with the air. This can cause ill health for us. So students, in our today's topic we have learned the following things. I'll just read it out once. Air is present all around us, even in places that appear to be empty. There is covering of air all around the earth. It is called the atmosphere. The layer of air in the atmosphere close to the earth are pressed closer to each other while the upper layer are rarer. Air is a mixture of several gases. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and water vapor are its main constituents. So this was all in our lesson, students. Now let's see the exercise. So here you can see question number B and C. This is what you are going to write in your notebook. Try to find out the answers for B and C and we will discuss the same in our next session. Okay students? So thank you. Bye bye. Take care.